You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. There we go. Now you should be able to hear me. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor / State of Real Estate / the guy from Tampa School of Real Estate from the videos, whatever you want to call it. What we're talking about today is renewal. And there's a renewal coming up 21 days from today. 21 days away. Now, if this is your renewal and you haven't done anything yet, the good news is there's still time. The good news is that you're in a very large boat because most real estate licensees typically wait to the last minute to get these renewal requirements done. And I'll let you in on a little secret. When I got my real estate license way back, I waited to the last minute to get my post-licensing requirement done as well. And that's something that, from a real estate career perspective, if you've heard me talk about post-licensing before, why I kick myself so much with it. But another thing that we also understand is that you may not be actively practicing real estate right now. And so it might seem like there's no point to renewing your real estate license. But even though you're not using it now, doesn't mean that you might use it in the future, or there might be some low-key, low-efficiency ways to use your license now to actually make some money. We're going to talk about 3 reasons today as to why you should keep your real estate license, and 3 ways it is, 3 reasons that could make the difference between whether it's having opportunities, referrals for your own personal use. A lot of exciting stuff I'm going to share with you today because real estate has personally been something that has helped me build my own wealth. And not necessarily through selling real estate courses, but through understanding real estate. To be able to acquire properties and help other people acquire properties and sell properties and earn commissions for doing that. And honestly, the teaching part of it I like the most just because I get to help other people understand how to use this real estate license to actually make money. Now, you might be wondering, because maybe you signed up for your class to get your real estate license, and you even went and passed your exam. That's why you're watching this renewal requirement video here, is you're wondering, I don't know if I could sell real estate. Well, if you're basing the information just on what you learn in your pre-licensing course, so the course you take to get your real estate license, if that's what you're basing your real estate information on, you're basing it on a lot of very basic laws and rules and requirements, not necessarily business acumen. And that's what your first renewal is all about, is understanding how to use that real estate license to actually make money with it. And we actually have 4 different options to complete your post-licensing requirement. Again, we're going to make this as easy as possible. If you're a fan of mine, you could come take our video on demand course. Even if you're not a fan of mine, you could still take the video on demand course. And the video on demand course is probably one of the easiest ways to get this done because you just watch videos, answer some questions as you're going through the videos. All the videos are short, bite-sized, easy to follow, and they even work offline in our new TSRE app available for iPhones right from the App Store or on the Google Play Store if you have an Android device. So we have that app now that gives you so many different things it is you could do anywhere, and you could have the stuff offline. So if your internet isn't loading, if you're on a flight, whatever the case may be, you don't have to wait for buffering, you don't have to wait for internet, you could work on getting your course done. And these are all short, easy to follow videos. We also ship you out a textbook to follow along with as well, so you'll have an actual physical textbook to go through this with, but everything that's important that's need to know is presented on the screen, and it's actually recorded in this exact same studio. Now, if you prefer having a live instructor, we actually have 2 options for you. If you're local in the Tampa Bay area or Lakeland area or even Orlando, we have a lot of people coming from Orlando to our new Lakeland classroom. We should have an Orlando classroom soon. Stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, if you've got a renewal deadline coming up, you could do our online program on demand. you could come to one of our classes. We actually have one here in Channelside. And if you haven't been down to the new Water Street development down there in Channelside, it's worth checking out. You're going to have to pay to park unless you go find like some free parking on the street somewhere. It exists, but it's hard to come by. But it's worth it just to get down there and experience the multi-billion-dollar development that is unfolding right before our eyes. Our Channelside classroom is right at the heart of that at 1000 Channelside Drive, and that class starts this Monday. Live instructor, or again, we do have live online programs where wherever you are in the world, we could bring a live instructor to you. Now, this does always require an internet connection, but you can still use the app for studying any of your digital materials offline as well. And then we have one final option. If you don't want an instructor, you just want to click through the information on your own in a text-based course, we've got you covered there as well. And it's actually our most economical choice for getting your post-licensing done. So 4 different options. No other real estate school has more options to help you accomplish your post-licensing course. We've got the same things for getting your pre-licensing course as well if you don't have your license yet and you're interested in this. If you don't have your license, you could even enroll in our complete Jumpstart package, which includes your pre-licensing, all of our pass, first try exam prep tools, and your post-licensing course all bundled together. And one little thing going on right now, if you could find the magic wheel on the website, you might be able to save some money. We've got a little spin the wheel deal going on the website. It might pop up. You put it in your email, you spin the wheel, you see what you get, and you get a coupon code for whether it's like free shipping or 5% off, or you can win the grand prize of 15% off. So we've got that going on now at tampaschoolofrealestate.com, or you could just go right to tsre.us. Now, we are live here, so if you do have any questions about post-licensing, about other renewal requirements, you could drop that right in the chat here, or if you want to reach out to one of our advisors more directly, more confidentially, you know, maybe you're worried about whether or not you want to keep your real estate license and you'd really like to talk to somebody who you could talk this through with, we've got you. We've got licensed advisors here, people with real estate licenses, sales associates, brokers, instructors, a great team of people here at the Tampa School of Real Estate it is you could reach out to, and you could call or text us. And our courses are good for all of Florida. It's not limited to Tampa, despite our name. But one thing's for sure, being that we're the Tampa School of Real Estate, we can assure you that this is a Florida-based company, not some sort of school that's been bought up by an international parent company at the detriment to the students because you're losing that personalized type of attention. Not throwing any names out there, but that seems to be the case with a lot of real estate schools recently. We're here to continue to innovate. We're here to continue to improve upon the educational experience. We've got some exciting new courses coming out as well that you may be interested in for professional development. So if you're looking to become more of an expert, you've already done your post-licensing, not only for continuing education hours, but even courses that don't even have any hour requirements or anything like that to them, where you could just go in there and learn some concepts to help you make money with your real estate license. So any questions about your license, about getting started, 813-333-2676. Now, one other thing I'll share with you here is this link. So if you have a license and you're not sure what you've done and what you need to do for your renewal deadline, it's essential you go to this website right here, tsre.us/verify. And this is a short little video that's going to show you exactly how to verify your hours with the DBPR, the Department of Business and Professional Regulation. They're who does all the administrative work for your real estate license. So it is essential that you verify your hours. The Florida Real Estate Commission specifically says it is your responsibility personally to complete these hours. That's why this information is taught in Section 2 if your course follows the Florida Real Estate Commission syllabus. Wherever you took your pre-licensing course, as long as it's following the Florida Real Estate Commission syllabus, Section 2, they talk about the licensing laws and rules. So you learn this in your pre-licensing. They potentially even tested you on this on your state exam. So saying that you didn't know you had to do this is not an excuse excuse for missing hours. And what happens if this is your first renewal? If this is your first renewal and you don't have your hours done, let's say your renewal is coming up this March 31st and you don't have your hours done, your license is going to become null and void on midnight. So March 31st, 11:59 p.m. on March 31st, you don't have your hours in, null and void. Your license is gone as if it never existed. Gone as if it never existed. What does that mean to you? Well, maybe if you're not practicing real estate right now, you're like, no big deal. But let's say you were practicing real estate. You don't have a license now, and you've got to start over all the way from the beginning. Pre-licensing, fingerprints, application, going through the whole process to earn your license all over again. And it's silly because you only have to do post-licensing again once you get your license. So there's no avoiding it. You're just putting yourself through double the amount of work just to have to do the course anyways. So again, super important you get this done. Now, if you're not even thinking about renewing your real estate license, maybe you're like, I'm not using it right now. I could go through the class again and go earn the license again if I need to, if I want to go back into this. You know, work is going good for me right now, so I'm not sure. I don't think I've had time for it. Look, I completely understand where you're coming from if real estate isn't something that is your top priority right now. But here's one thing that you need to consider. Every year since I've started in real estate, every year since I've been with the Tampa School of Real Estate since 2007, I've seen the requirements and what's necessary to get a real estate license become more difficult, not easier. Now, the state exam pass rate, that remains typically around 50%, but it hasn't improved. And there's new laws, there's new information, there's new content that you have to learn, and now you're tested on at that state level with the state exam. Remember, your post-licensing does not have a state exam. There is no state exam for your post-licensing, so you just have to do your end-of-course exam, and that's it. And if you're doing one of our online programs, live online, on-demand video online, or the self-based, text-based online, those are all online exams. If you're doing in person, you'll do your exam right there on the last day. And this isn't a tough exam. It's actually, I would say, a lot easier than the pre-licensing course, especially because you'll probably be a lot more interested in this information because it's, again, information more about how to use your real estate license, which, going back to getting started, this was maybe what you're hoping to learn about in the first place when you first got your real estate license. Now, if this is not your first renewal, this is a second renewal, you've already done your post-licensing and now you're in your second renewal term, make sure before you start doing continuing education, if you want it for credit, if you're going to do the continuing education just because you want to learn and you'll just do the hours whenever, then yeah, get the education. But if you want to make sure these hours count, they need to be done during that renewal cycle. So, for example, if this was your post-licensing deadline coming up on March 31st here, so let's say 3/31/23, let's say that was your first renewal deadline. If this was your first renewal deadline, that means your next renewal deadline is going to be 3/31/25. And all you have to do for this is 14 hours of continuing education. And this could be done as quickly and easily as a 30-question open book exam. We call that our correspondence option. So we have many different options and many different elective courses as well for online programs, depending on what type of continuing education you want to do. If you want the quick and easy, get it done because you waited to the last minute and you don't want to lose your license because of continuing education, it's a 30-question open book exam. It's our correspondence book option. We basically just send you out a book in the mail. You answer the exam. As long as you get at least an 80% on this open book exam here, you get your 14 hours of continuing education credit. So that's a super easy requirement to meet. We also do have live classes now as well. We actually specifically have one for Mortgage 101. And the great thing about live hours for continuing education is there's no testing. There's no exam. So if you don't want to do an exam, you just want to go learn about mortgages from an industry expert who isn't necessarily a real estate instructor by trade, but actually a mortgage broker by trade, who teaches to realtors on a regular basis about understanding the finance side of real estate so you can help your clients get more deals. We've got one of those coming up March 22nd. You can either come join us in our channel side office down there, again in Water Street. We've got that 14-hour continuing education course on March 22nd. We've got 45 hours of post-licensing this Monday coming up. But going back to that Mortgage 101, that's a very inexpensive course. It gives you 3 hours of CE credit, but the information you learn, I don't know how many more deals it'll be able to close you. At least one. Let's say it closes you 10 more deals, and you're making $10,000 commissions for each deal. You close 10 more deals with $10,000 commissions, that's an extra $100,000. I think we have this course available right now for $17. Because maybe that's the missing piece of your puzzle, is better understanding mortgages and finance. And even if you don't need the CE hours, you're more than welcome to come to these courses for the information alone. Even if you don't even have a license. We've had people unlicensed before taking these Mortgage 101 and VA Loan Bootcamp courses. So a lot of really great information to help you, again, be successful in real estate, because that is our best indication of success here. You know, there's thousands of 5-star reviews you could find on us, and that's great because we're here to do what we said we're going to do. But when we have students that go on to have their own TV shows, to end up on Netflix, on HGTV, and people in the spotlight, and also people outside the spotlight who aren't on TV shows, but they've made potentially millions of dollars through real estate. We want to help you get to that point any way it is that we can, but for so many of the opportunities we teach, you need to keep your real estate license. And again, for that first renewal, it's a 45-hour course. This one does have an exam, but it's an easy exam. It's multiple choice, ABCD. You only need a 75%. We've got study materials built into the course to help get you prepared and make sure you don't have an issue. Our pass rates are extremely high. We pride ourselves in having the best courses in the state of Florida for your Florida real estate license. And our post-licensing courses are no exception to that. We're constantly improving upon them to deliver the best educational experience possible. And again, we have those new app-based options as well, where you could literally get your courses done right through the app, even if you don't have an internet connection. So extremely powerful technology that we offer as well. Let's actually go back to this here, because I want to cover one other thing, because you might be wondering, well, is this my renewal deadline? Look, throw out all the theory I'm talking about today of all the laws and rules and what is and what isn't for deadlines, and verify your hours. tsre.us/verify. It's a quick, easy video that's going to walk you through step by step how to log in on the DBPR website and view your continued education hours on your account. We don't have access to see that at the school. The Florida Real Estate Commission deems that your responsibility to make sure you have the appropriate amount of hours. So if you want to know how to use the DBPR website to check those hours, and look, maybe you did the course. And look, this has happened with our completions before. Even when we send completions to the DBPR, we're Tampa School of Real Estate, but we're still sending to the same servers, the same systems, and they've improved over the years. There used to be a larger error rate and fail rate we would have with submitting results to them, but it still happens. And that's why it's essential. And again, that's why the Florida Real Estate Commission deems this your responsibility. That's why this is taught in your pre-licensing course, what courses you've got to do, what the hour requirements are, all that other stuff that you probably vaguely remember. But what's nice about this is it'll actually show exactly how many hours your license needs, as well as for different renewal cycle periods. So you could see your 14-hour periods versus your 45-hour renewal period. And again, if you have any questions, you can reach out to us directly, 813-333-2676. We don't want you to lose your real estate license. This is a big campaign of ours here at the Tampa School of Real Estate, because so many people get started in real estate. They expect the pre-licensing course to be enough information to be able to make millions of dollars in real estate. And you know what? It gives you the license. So in theory, you could make millions of dollars in real estate, but it's a lot easier to make those millions of dollars in real estate when you're not reinventing everything from scratch. And that's where your post-licensing course comes in. The post-licensing course is there to help you understand the essential fundamentals of your real estate career, of marketing to your sphere of influence. Matter of fact, we'll do this. let's go ahead and pull up on the screen here. We're going to load the app. This is actually an Android-powered whiteboard thing. It's not the most sophisticated, like processors and all that. I'm sure whatever like Samsung Galaxy, whatever thing you've got is going to be a lot more powerful than this system here, but this app is still going to load great on this. So here's the on-demand video-based post licensing course right down here in... So if you sign up for this video-based on-demand course, that's going to pop up right in your account. You could download the app again right from the App Store or from the Google Play Store, or you could just log in right online. You literally don't even need an app to download this here. Let's see. Let's get on the internet here. You don't want to download an app for whatever reason. Maybe you're not on good terms with the App Store, whatever it may be. Yeah, it's right there. Actually, we're already... You're just going to go to tsre.us/learn. Or you can just hit login right off our website. Yeah, you can see the internet doesn't even load that fast on this device. So the app actually loads faster than the internet. If that's how your phone is, this app could be a really great thing. It might take a while to get everything on there if your phone is a little bit slow, but once it's on there, you don't need an internet connection to access the information. It'll still upload your results as you go and everything like that, but once it initially the videos are really the big thing that requires internet. And so to offline those right onto the app makes it really useful. But again, you could log in right through this website and do your courses from anywhere. You could do it from your work computer. You could do it from your laptop, from your desktop, from your tablet. You could even do this from your phone. You don't need the app to do this from your phone. For years, our students have done these courses just through the website without the app. But the app, again, gives you that access for offline use, which is definitely a big benefit. Just because, like I said, if you've had any issues with just things loading or anything like that, this will take that all out of the way, and that way you're not having frustrations with that when it comes to completing your requirement. Now, this course here, so it's all broken down short, easy to follow videos. So when you look at it, you're going to go, wow, that's a lot of stuff. But these are all short videos. There's little knowledge checkpoints as you go through this here. You're going to start off with a little bit of legal recap. There does have to be a certain degree of legalities in here for this to be for credit. Updates on the Fair Housing Act and the ADA. But now Unit 3, we're into business topics. We're talking about business planning and time management. All kinds of different things you could implement to help you understand how to manage your time. Because the great thing about being your own boss is you get to be your own boss, but you have to be your own boss. And a big part of that is managing your employees, aka yourself, until you have employees, time. Now, Unit 4, prospecting for listings. I love listings just because even in a market where it's a more normal market like we have today, so we're hovering around like 30 to 35 days on market around the Central Florida area in stellar MLS, and that's a normal market. But even in a normal market, even a buyer's market, you want listings. Because even in a buyer's market, listings will be less work than working with buyers. And listings give you inventory to market. So listings are covered in there. And again, this is all about using your real estate license for so many different uses. We cover referrals in here. We talk about pricing property to sell. We talk about listing presentations, listing contracts, buyers, sales and option contracts, writing and presenting offers, exploring mortgage alternatives. We've got acquiring financing for the property, closing transactions. We've got a closing checklist in here. If you're curious, if you want like a roadmap of what it is to close, you've got basically all the bases covered in this closing checklist here. Analyzing and managing investment property. So you want to work with investors. We've got a whole unit in here that goes even deeper than your pre-licensing course on understanding investments. Again, then you've got your study resources at the end and your final exam. You just need to score 70% on that and you meet your 45 hours of credit. Now again, we do have a text-based version of this as well. The text-based version does require an internet connection. It does not work with the app, but if you want to just go through this in a text format rather than videos, we have that option available as well. If you're also doing live courses, I don't know if this account has any live ones on here right now. No, it doesn't. But if you have a live online course, that'll pop up right in here as another one of the tiles in your Learn portal. So this is an amazingly powerful feature, just because, again, you could access this very easily to make sure you get your hours done. And so again, that's the video-based course. You can do it right through the app, and also your live online courses are available in the app, as well as your digital materials for your classroom courses are all app capable. And again, if you need to do continuing education, we have options for that as well. The biggest thing I could really recommend is, number one, find out what hours you need. Go to this link right here, figure out how to log into the DBPR website. This is going to walk you through. It's a screen share, very slowly, very easily, just a couple minutes of how to log in and where to navigate to inside your account to view your continuing education hours. And once you know how many hours you have and how many hours you need, reach out to us and we'll walk you through whatever options are available to you to get this requirement knocked out. Again, that phone number, 813-333-2676. You can call or text us at that number. You can also even just live chat us right on our website. We want to help people save their real estate license. And one other thing I want to cover before we wrap up for today is, again, the 3 reasons why you should keep your real estate license. And number 1, we'll do these 3, 2, 1, actually. We'll count them down because I really like number 1. Number 1 has been really good to me over the years. But let's talk about number 3 first. So number 3 is having a backup plan. Even if it's just for peace of mind. Like I said, your work life might be good right now, and that might not involve using your real estate license, and you're like, that was probably a waste of time. No, it wasn't. Don't lose your license. Because it's way more difficult and you're far less likely to go through the process a second time. So keep your license. You could keep it inactive, but keep it for a backup plan. Because if you keep it inactive, all you've got to do is get your 45 hours done for the first renewal, and then just that 30-question open book exam every 2 years after that. And that's only like a $20, $25 course for that, the continuing education, for the most economical options of that. So very easy to keep, especially once you make it past this first hurdle. Now, the second reason you should keep your real estate license is for personal transactions. Now, you might think you're not in a position to buy or sell real estate, but again, is that going to be the case your entire life? Number 1. And then number 2, is the ability to take the 3% commission that's being offered by a listing agent in the MLS for buying your own home. Is that 3% to be a down payment, that 3% to go towards your closing cost? Is that a game changer when it comes to you acquiring your own properties? Or maybe when it comes to listing your properties for sale, you being able to list them yourselves and directly put them into the MLS. Maybe that's the game changer for your own personal transactions, especially if you're an investor that can increase your return on investment. But none of these really compare to the power of number 1 reason why you should keep your real estate license, even if you're not using it, is referrals. So a very overlooked side of your real estate license is the ability to just simply use it for referrals, where you do not have to pay for the MLS or the Association of Realtors or all these other fees and costs you would have to pay if you're a practicing agent. Because if you want to run a real estate business, there's a lot of tools, there's technology, there's support, which if you're closing deals, it's all worth it. But if you've got a full-time job and you're not really using your real estate license, but you know people, even if they're not here in Florida, you could refer business literally anywhere in the world to a licensed real estate agent. So you got friends and family up in Indiana, you could refer them. You got a friend out in California, you could refer them to an agent in California. You've got family in upstate New York, you could refer them to a real estate agent up there. Maybe they're coming to buy real estate with you, And you could refer out to that business there. But referrals are so overlooked because so many people are limited by the idea of I'm just licensed in this state. I'm just licensed in Florida. So many people think that because you're just licensed in Florida, you're limited to Florida. And while you are limited to actually working in Florida, you are not limited to referring business out anywhere. You could refer, again, New York, Indiana, California, Alaska, Canada, Mexico, wherever it may be, as long as you're not violating any local laws of that jurisdiction. But I have yet to find any place that does not allow real estate referrals. So these are extremely powerful because a referral is typically worth at least 25% of the commission. There's actually one I just signed off on for an agent the other day of 50%. And that wasn't the first 50% referral fee I've signed off on. And what that means is that when whoever the real estate agent is that does the deal, even if this is another state, another country, wherever it is, they do the deal for you simply referring, and it's a one-page agreement to agree to the referral. You get kicked back 25, 50%, whatever you agreed to, of their commission. Now, to do this legally, you must have a real estate license. So you let your license go, you let it become null and void, you lose that referral opportunity. And personally, I've used referrals, especially when real estate hasn't been my primary focus. Because as long as people still look to you with questions about real estate or want to talk to you about real estate, or maybe they just want to talk to you and you could, bring up real estate. And it turns out they need to find a realtor. They need somebody. Well, hey, I could connect you. What if you don't know anybody wherever it is? You are the professional and you are more professionally capable of identifying another professional than a consumer would be. Because of your knowledge, because of your experience, because of your networking capabilities, because you're not afraid to pick up the phone and call this agent and ask them for a referral and feel them out in the process, this could be an extremely valuable service for your clients, and it doesn't cost them anything. Because all you're doing is negotiating with the real estate agent out of their commission. So it's costing the real estate agent. But look, if you were an agent now actually practicing real estate, lean into this. Especially as a new agent, because look, if you want to go pay $200 a lead at Zillow or Realtor.com or wherever it is, maybe you need to buy 10 leads before you get one that closes. So now if they're $200 a pop and you're getting 10 leads before you get one that closes, that's $2,000 in cost to get that sale. Whereas you could have just agreed to a referral fee for one prospect and not have to waste your time chasing down all these other people who weren't personally recommended to you, who don't have an assigned agreement that this client is being referred to you. And again, there's not an upfront cost. So if you want to be on the referring outside of this, where you don't have to join the realtors, the MLS, where you could refer business to licensed real estate professionals, let them do all the work, pay for the MLS, pay for the realtors, they do all that, and you just refer them leads in exchange for a referral fee. You have to have your license active with a referral broker. But again, the referral brokers are extremely low cost, typically like $100, $150 a year, something like that. Maybe there's a little split on whatever referral fee comes in. But overall, it's an extremely low-cost option to keep your license. Just keep it active. You could earn your broker requirements as well, even if you're at a referral brokerage. So this is a gold mine of an opportunity if you really lean into it. And it requires very little work because you don't have to do the follow-through of actually selling the real estate. You just make the connection. And maybe not every lead ends up closing, but you're not the one spending all the time showing them properties, negotiating contracts. You just identify the need, connect them with a licensed professional, make sure that that referral agreement is signed off by that licensed professional in advance, and you sit back and wait for the commission. Referrals. So powerful, you could keep your full-time job and do this. And if you want to learn more about referrals, we teach this in our post-like, any of our instructor-led curriculums, the video on demand, the classroom, the live online. We'll talk to you about referrals. We'll teach you about referrals and help you understand just how powerful these can be to grow your real estate business on both sides, whether you're actually practicing real estate or you're working, you just want to pass out these referrals in exchange for getting 25, 30, 50% of the gross commission. So those are the 3 reasons why you should not let your license go. On on top of the time, money, and effort you invested into this, you don't want to lose that. You don't want to have to go through that again, because even if it doesn't seem like you're going to use it, keep it for a backup plan, just to have it just in case. Keep it for your own personal transactions. If you're ever buying or selling real estate, maybe you just refer yourself to a real estate agent, even if you still want representation. There's so many things you can do. Or again, if you want to take advantage of the people you know, even if they're not local, you can with referrals, as long as you keep your real estate license. So again, find out what hours you need to do, tsre.us/verify. If you have any questions, reach out to us, 813-333-2676. I want to thank you all for tuning in with us today live. Of course, this replay will be available on the website, but if you have any questions, again, reach out to us, 813-333-2676, or check us out online at tsre.us. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Get your hours complete, get your renewal done. Again, even if you're not using your real estate license, you need any help, any support with that, reach out to us. Thank you for tuning in today, and have a great weekend. So you just got your real estate license. How can you jumpstart your real estate business? The number one thing you should do before you do anything else is post-licensing. Now look, this is already a requirement, so you're gonna have to do it anyways, but here's why you wanna do it early. The sooner you do post-licensing, the sooner you're gonna learn the real-world concepts in post-licensing that will help you create a business plan, that'll help you plan for your success in real estate. Post-licensing is all about real-world topics that are usable, that'll help you grow your real estate business. And at Tampa School of Real Estate, we have the best post-licensing courses around. Find out more about how post-licensing can help you jumpstart your real estate career. Go to postflorida.com.
Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com.
Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate.